Oh, there's Dana. Do you want me to admit people to the room if I recognize their name?
Yep, go ahead. Yep. Yeah, you can let whoever in. All right. We're live on YouTube now as well. I know a couple of folks who are watching there, so I'll just send them another reminder. You can join from YouTube. Even though it'll be more fun from Zoom, but they can join that way too.
And before I start the game, is the volume okay for people generally?
Yep, good on my end.
Okay, excellent. Is Cashley okay? Can I let them in?
Yes, that's Cash. Yeah, he is one of our careers and co-instructors.
Yeah, we're hoping we've thwarted most of the Zoom bombers, but at this point, but appreciate the being overly cautious. We certainly have to be.
Yeah, we've had Zoom bombers twice on the CoWorks game nights on Tuesday.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because do you post your link publicly, right?
I did those 2 times and we got Zoom bombers both times. And so, I mean, it's in the description for the event, but you have to look for it a little bit more. So I guess that deters them. They're looking for low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
So for everyone who's just joined in the last couple of minutes here, either on your mobile device or in a new window on your computer, go to jackbox.tv and you'll put in the room code VHJJ. And after this game starts, I'll post the link again. There's a link to a spreadsheet. We all love spreadsheets, right? It's got a list of all of the games that we have access to play. I've highlighted the ones that I'm planning to run for whatever we've got time for. And but we can totally take recommendations. They also have my personal star rating for each of the games. So, all right. Let's see here. How many people are in the room? 5 in the game.
There are 9 people. We can only 8 people join the game, or more people can.
So 8 people can put answers in, and then after that, people just join the audience. So you can still vote, you just don't get to write in your own answer.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Verizon Fios have been giving me double my regular internet speed at home for the last however many months. And I was getting ready for this tonight. And I was like, gosh, my internet, it feels a little bit slow. And of course it's not. 50 megabits per second is perfectly acceptable, but it's been 100 megabits per second for some time now, for several months. And that ended at the end of September. And so now I'm sitting at the CoWorks, shell of a CoWorks.
Oh, really?
Because it's just an empty building with 100 megabits per second internet.
Oh, goodness.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for going out to drive to CoWorks to do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, cool. Yeah, and also feel free to plug CoWorks as well. I didn't know if you had anything planned to plug CoWorks.
So we haven't finalized anything yet, but you guys are probably familiar with Wonder Bar in the old Red House building. And they're like a bar and a theater combined. And of course, right now it's really difficult if you're a bar, and it's really difficult if you're a theater. And it's really difficult if you're a bar theater combination. So they've got a 2nd and 3rd floor that they used to use for workshops and stuff, but nobody's doing workshops right now. And this building, just the permits on it are taking so long. We're in discussions of possibly having a smaller location on the 2nd and 3rd floor of Wonder Bar for a year, and then coming back over here in like the spring. So we're still in negotiations. But that's my hope. 'Cause I don't know if you've ever seen the second and third floor of Wonder Bar, but they're gorgeous with wood floors and windows that open, and it's a nice space.
I've been to Wonder Bar, but I don't know how different that is from the upstairs.
I mean, it's not a bar. It's just
I actually had a friend that used to work there, and yeah, I couldn't believe it, Dallas, when they brought me up there. I was like, oh my God, this place is huge.
yeah, it's
Gigantic.
it's incredible. So there's like 9 or 10 people in the chat. We've got 6 in the game. For people who are holding out on the game, let's see here. We've got Edward, Cashley. Jesse, are you on here twice? Or there's 2 different Jessies?
Yeah, so I'm on there, and that's me. I should have put my last initial, but that is me.
Okay. So wait, so then Jesse Ellis, have you joined yet? Hello there. I think for Jackbox
Hey.
games, you're allowed to unmute yourself. Hello there.
I
Are you going to join the game?
yes.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah, FYI, everyone can unmute their mics for this just because it's a smaller sort of breakout session. So yeah, feel free to unmute if you like.
Hey guys,
Hey, Cash. what's
Hi,
going on?
Cash.
what's up, Jesse? What's up? So guys,
Dude.
And
Doing
Brian,
good.
I don't think you've joined yet either. But Marianne is like the OG. She joined. She was the first one to join. So
Mhm.
trendsetter.
So there's one spot left.
Let's see here. And there's one. Brian is in the group but has not joined yet. But also, if you're just watching the stream on YouTube, you can join watching from YouTube. There might be a slight delay, but it'll definitely still work.
Yeah, I think let me see if anyone's watching.
Do I need to know anything before the game starts? I've never done this.
Oh, so in order to join the, have you already, I don't know who asked that. Have you joined the game
Oh,
yet?
Marianne.
Oh, hi, Marianne. Sorry, I can't see
I'm
everybody.
very surprised I joined first.
So with Quiplash, as with all the Jackbox games, it'll give you a quick rundown of the instructions before they start. But basically, it's going to give you on your, did you join using your phone or on your computer?
My laptop.
On your laptop, okay. So on the screen that you're using to look at jackbox.tv, with Quiplash, it's going to give you a couple of prompts that only you can see with the fill in the blank. And so you'll fill in the blank, and then later in the game, everybody's answers will go head to head. And we'll vote on which ones we think are the best.
Okay, thanks.
Brian, we're gonna leave you behind. Where are you?
Want to join us, Brian? You have the ability to unmute if you like.
Oh, there we go. Hello, Brian.
sorry if I'm occupied. We've got going on in the world right now, so I'm just observing.
Okay, that's fine. Ryan just joined, so Ryan can be our 8th here. So, hello there.
Hello. I don't know what I just joined. I just kind of joined.
Perfect.
I'm
You're
not-
in the right
I'm
place.
not a Zoom bomber, but I don't actually know what time of.
Oh wait, do you know what open hack is? Or is
No.
it- no? Oh,
I mean, I know what Quiplash is, which is on the screen, but I don't. Well, actually, no. I know what Jackbox is.
Right, no, Ryan is one of the hackers. He did pitch this morning, so I think he's just been hacking too much. We're just playing games with the hacker community.
all right. Well, Ryan, would you like to be the 8th player before I start the game?
Sure, I'll play around. Sure,
Perfect.
why not? Do I just have to go on my phone real quick?
Sure. You can do it from a second window on your computer if you want.
Give me
But I
a
usually
sec.
you can also do it from the phone.
Sorry for holding you all up, but it sounds like you were waiting for me as it goes.
No, not at all. We're just waiting for a final person if they wanted to fill in.
I was going to start it at
Okay.
7:20 either way, so.
Yeah.
All right. All right. You know what has occurred to me is that I can't press the everybody's in. Marianne, on your screen, do you see an everybody's in button?
Yes.
Could you go ahead and click that for me?
Okay, here goes.
And then in the future, I'll change it so that I can control it from my computer.
Is it okay if I just give a quick reintroduction?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Welcome everyone to the Jackbox TV game portion of our hackathon tonight. And this is Miss Dallas Bryson of CoWorks, and she's the cruise director of Syracuse co-working space. It's the only nonprofit co-working space, and it has been home to some of our local tech meetups for a very, very long time. And we often call her a local celebrity. And today, Dallas is going to be talking to all of us about what Syracuse CoWorks has to offer, along with this lovely game that's sitting in front of us called Jackbox TV. And with that, I will pass the conversation over to Miss Dallas. Yay!
So on your devices right now, if you join from your phone or on your screens, you've got 75 seconds to fill in the blank on the prompts that you have each been sent. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
You said we were sent something?
Yes. Did you join?
I did. So I have to go back to the webpage. I was still looking at Zoom. Okay. Okay. Something.
Okay, here we go. The first prompt is, what robots dream about? Okay, voting time. Pick your favorite.
This seems very on brand. So now on your devices, everybody can vote for which one they like the best.
Hey.
Next up, something that the Keebler Elves chant during a strike. It's voting time.
Wait, do people eat the Keebler Elves?
Maybe I was thinking of something else.
I mean,
Oh, goodness.
I guess the cookies do look like them, right?
Well, I said cookies like as in we want cookies.
I was just assuming they were like little cookies prancing around.
It's after dinner.
The first thing Abraham Lincoln would do if he came back from the dead.
Oh, gosh.
Vote on your devices.
You're like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And next, the worst breakfast, pancakes shaped like blank. Time to vote.
Oh gosh.
Not sure if anyone in the audience, Dallas.
There's 2 people in the audience.
Oh, cool.
One of them is me, and I don't know who the other
The
person is.
rejected title for The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly was The Good, the Bad, and the Blank. Vote on your devices.
In the Tuesday night game nights, we have some teenagers who sometimes play that are the kids of the adults who play. And they discovered that you can cheat by, if you have another device like a tablet, also joining as an audience member to vote for your own answers.
Oh wow.
I was like, wow, you guys are taking this very seriously.
The best thing about living in an igloo. It's voting
Radius.
time.
But what if you don't like either one of those? Do you have to vote?
I mean, I guess not.
Okay.
What do they mean?
I pass.
Like, what does the radius mean?
Isn't the radius the point from the middle of the circle to the edge?
Yes.
And if it's a large radius, then I suppose, but if it's a small radius.
And they could be very
Okay, next
cramped.
one.
Good point.
A trick you shouldn't teach your dog. Vote on your devices.
Wow, I love how they're both about food.
That's fine.
Oh wow, a tie. Oh, I won.
Hey.
With my answer.
Wait, how does that work when there's a tie?
I think because the audience went
Coming up next.
there.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
You'll know that the scariest animal in the world is the blank cobra. Time to
Seriously. Oh, I'm gonna say that one.
I'm gonna guess. I think
This
Edward
already,
put Cheeto.
already looks like a snake.
Okay, so which one was right? Seriously? Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
What? You didn't know what?
It was the Cheeto Cobra.
Round one is in the books. Let's see the
Wait,
scores.
do we have it? There's such a thing as a Cheeto Cobra?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I just coined it. That's-
Yeah, I was gonna say I think we just made that
I
up.
don't know if it's a delicious
Oh,
snack or
okay.
a dangerous predator.
Oh, okay.
Double.
All right, so everybody check back on your devices for more prompts.
this show. First one, another name for the Grand Canyon. Okay, pick your favorite.
It's cute.
I also like the audience counts as like another vote too. I don't know that.
Yes. Yep.
It's voting time.
Let's see.
Yeah, that one. That's a good one.
Next one, Paul Bunyan's replacement for Babe the Blue Ox when he dies. Vote on your devices.
What's a Tesla Cybertruck?
I think they just made it up.
No idea.
Well, for that one.
It's Tesla's new truck.
Wow, that's difficult. I'll pick that one.
Yeah, but look it up. It's interesting. I hope to own one day. If I ever make it big.
A cross between a tank and a DeLorean.
That's
a great way.
Very well said.
Send
Ryan.
that to Elon Musk. Yeah, like pitch it to Elon Musk.
Time to vote.
You think
Go
Lindsay
away.
Lohan eats cheese?
Probably not. I wonder what she's doing now.
I have no idea.
How did that even work? Oh, okay. Just audience favorite, I see.
In line, a great way to cure the hiccups.
Dana!
What? I'm sorry. What did I do?
Answer.
Oh, you didn't put the answer in.
I tried. I kept
Okay.
changing my mind though.
In there.
It's voting time.
Cold place, eh?
That'd be like a
My
great
escape
name.
plan.
Yeah.
And the audience every time. Tying it up.
Okay, next one. A really stupid idea for a phone app that would still make you millions of dollars. Vote on your devices.
Only one.
Oh wow.
Next one. Name the sequel to Titanic, if there were one. Titanic 2, blank.
Cash, come on.
That's what I go on.
It was too late. It was too late. The
Wow.
time.
That's a good one. Take
Okay,
it
I
first,
like
right?
that. I like
That's a
that.
good one.
Round 2 is now complete. Let's see who completed it well.
I think there might be one more round. I'm not sure on this one with 8 people. I have 2 games queued up for next. One of them is where you put in like a hypothetical scenario and people vote on which
And
one
now, round 3,
is
the last lash.
better.
Point values are
The other
tricky,
one is
and
trivia.
You'll all be answering the same prompt this time. Your prompt is the worst possible choice for the person on the new $20 bill.
So everybody has the same prompt this time. So just use the same place you were putting your answers before to put in your answer for this one.
All right, we're ready. Okay, in round 3, you get to award 3 votes. You can give them all to one answer or spread them out.
So don't forget, you can vote 3 times. You can either give all 3 to one person or first, second, and third.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Everyone voted for that one.
I knew that one was gonna win.
Which one was it? Was it Mitch McConnell?
Kim
Kim
Kardashian.
Kardashian.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, congrats.
Nice, nice.
Hold on.
Winner was Edward, though.
All right. So, let me pause this. So 2 games I've got queued up. One is Trivia Murder Party, and the other one is Split the Room. So everybody comes up with a various hypothetical situations, and then the goal is to get half as split as evenly as possible, with half the people choosing one hypothetical, saying yes they would prefer that, and the other saying no they would not prefer that. So like you can have a superpower where you fly, but every time you fly, you have to be naked. So then everybody would vote, okay, yes, I would want the power to fly, or no, I don't want the power. I would not want the power to fly if that was the case. So the goal is to come up with the stipulation that splits the room the most. It's that or trivia, which is relatively straightforward.
Let it.
Split the room. All right, let's see here. Number 5. I'm seeing the settings here. I think I can.
I'm gonna step away for a couple minutes, guys, so you can play this around without me. But I'll join as an audience member if I can halfway. But I'm gonna step away for a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, I have to change the screen share. All right, new share. Right, you guys can't see it yet. And if we want to let whoever starts, I couldn't figure out how to control it from my end. So whoever joins
Join the
first
party.
will be the one who hits the start button once we've decided everybody's in.
Let's see now. Okay, so sit back and relax.
Players.
Oh, there we
Join
go.
us.
Who's RSP? Oh, probably
That would be
Ryan
me.
St. Pierre. Yeah. Excellent.
Psst, join the party.
And Dana, did you say yours said sit back and relax already?
Yes.
Oh, it doesn't say you're in yet.
Okay. It just says sit back and relax. It doesn't tell me to do anything else.
You might just want to refresh your
Refresh
page
it.
and
Okay.
Yeah.
go back to jackbox.tv and then.
Yeah, I came back in and it still says sit back and relax. But that's
Yeah,
okay.
I just entered and that's what it said.
Mhm.
Well, right. But Dana, I think you would have used your name. I recognize everybody else's name, so.
Mm.
Yeah, I think maybe like you have an older, like maybe it's like the previous game.
Older session. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just go-
maybe try
just
refreshing.
Retype it. Retype jackbox.tv entirely into the browser and then just hit enter, and then it might give you a fresh form.
Yeah, when I go to Jackbox TV and it takes me back to the main screen where I put in the room code and my name and I hit play, it still takes me to sit back and relax. But you all can, I mean, if you can move on with this part of it, go.
I mean, we can, but
Yeah.
and you put in the new room code, the WKYS.
Oh, new room code. Okay. Sorry about that. Maybe that's the problem. All right, let me try that. You said WKY.
S. Like
There we
Sam.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Join us.
I'm really impressed if you remembered the room code from last time, though.
Is that everybody?
Yeah, that's there.
I
Okay.
think it might be-
Mine still says sit back and relax.
Yes, but now I can see you. Do you see yourself in the room though? Now?
Oh, let me check. So, yes, I see me.
Perfect. Let's see.
There's room for more.
Edward, Jennifer, Marianne, Cashley, Ryan, Dana. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's best with an even number of people. So.
Excuse me.
All right. So Ryan, if you want to go ahead and hit the start button.
Meow. Do not be startled. I am here to guide you as we explore the deepest recesses of your mind. You will build strange and complex worlds using only your imagination and your thumbs. A hypothetical situation missing one key part will be transmitted to your device, like this one. Ads before online videos have been banished. In their place are 15-second videos of this. They are not skippable. Is life better? There are infinite possibilities you could write in to complete this scenario. Choose wisely, though, because everybody else will then answer yes or no. And you will earn more points if you split the room. Fitting name, huh? For those of you in the audience, you'll be competing as one player. Your answers will be determined by a majority vote. Yes, even in a nebulous void, democracy is important. At the end of the game, the person who creates the most divisive dimensions will win. Got it? Good. Now let's begin. You're about to be sucked into a dimensional wormhole. I hope you brought your passport because it's time to split the room. Finish the scenario that has been sent to your device.
All right. So if you're not looking at your device yet or on the other screen you use for jackbox.tv, go there to fill in your prompt.
I put my answer in and it said, there's no going back now.
Yep. Your fate is sealed.
Brace yourself for the deadliest catch. You make a full year's salary working 1 week a year as a crab fisher. During that week, you pull up your net to discover you've caught this. Saving its life means you will have to throw back every crab you caught. Do you save it?
Centaurs, like all of the centaurs?
What are centaurs?
You said 5 centaurs?
Like a half horse, half man.
Yes. And supposedly they're mythical creatures, so I got to imagine. And Marianne, yep, there you go. I got to imagine those would be pretty valuable. Then I guess you got to decide if you're going to profit off of them or not.
The longer it takes the room to answer, the more bonus points you get. And now, Binge Pipe presents Justice Can See. You've been accused of a crime you didn't commit. A pro bono lawyer reaches out to represent you. This individual is intelligent and has a lot of experience. However, they just so happen to be this. Do you let this person represent you?
Cannot believe people said yes to that.
Right? I feel like if he's a really smart lawyer, he's going to make sure he doesn't go to jail for the crime.
Get ready for You Didn't See This Coming. You're suffering from a serious case of deja vu. Every single day you experience intense periods of this phenomenon. The only way to stop it is by doing this. Is it worth it?
Okay, so what's the subliminal message about the croc floating across the screen, though? What's that about? All right.
Really?
It kind of depends on what egg, though.
Oh, that's true. Is it like a chicken, like a quail egg or an ostrich egg?
Yes.
I didn't say anything about blenders.
Yeah. But my question is, like, do all shells taste the same? Because I've never eaten an eggshell, so.
Oh, that's a good point.
Use the filter.
Wait, so does the sun get friends? What's the negative?
Yeah, but yeah, what's the negative?
Oh, my kid would not like me adjusting the picture.
Super split.
It's time for Everyone Has That Friend. One of your good childhood friends recently moved to the city you reside in. He means well, but when he's in big groups, he starts over-explaining this subject. Even when no one asks, do you invite him to your birthday party?
I mean, I guess if you've got to over-explain a job.
That was a no before he finished the question.
Because it was Walt Disney, or because you don't want people over-explaining any job?
When he said over-explain, I already felt annoyed, regardless of what it was. I just felt instantly annoyed. Right, right, Marianne? Are you there with? Okay, yeah, she's there with me. Ah. That's why they created wine and beer, so you can tolerate the over-explainers.
Transported to an alternate reality where every detail of your life is just a little bit off. If you choose to return home to your original reality, you will lose the ability to do this. Do you go home?
So that means I did good on that one, then. I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty close to a 50-50 split.
Oh, okay.
You discover that when you laugh, it sounds like this. It is extremely loud and cannot be stifled when you find something amusing. Do you get tickets to see your favorite comedian live?
What?
I don't understand that.
Your laugh sounds like stream it on YouTube.
Yeah. Because, if you're sitting in a live audience and you have a crazy laugh, those really, really good comedians will start to roast you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I wouldn't go.
Well, then vote. It's waiting for you to vote.
Wait.
Have you been voting this whole time?
I have been.
Okay.
I was the creator of the wear deodorant question, the alternate reality. Yeah,
that was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check in with the standings.
So we're at 753 right now. And I think you guys were thinking of starting to guide people over at 755-ish.
Yeah, that is correct. Probably should have, if you guys still want to, we have a speaker up next, Matt Goddard of Cafe Kubal. And we can start, if you guys still want to keep on playing, we can put you guys in a Zoom breakout room, or you guys can not continue to play and then just be in here, but you guys can split off whatever you guys want to do. So if you guys still want to play, why don't you guys raise your hand in the Zoom. If you guys want to listen to Matt Goddard of Cafe Kubal CoWorks just talk about his business and how he bootstrapped that, then you guys cannot raise your hand. How's that?
And it's totally fine either way. If you do leave, then when the scenarios come up, I think we just have an automatic winner if you didn't put anything in. So.
Okay. Oh yeah. Wait. What was I gonna say? Dallas. Like, how long will this last? Would this end probably by 8?
Maybe not 8, but shortly after this, I think this is the last round.
Okay. Yeah. I guess like one thing I can do is we can just put in answers and to continue until Matt comes in. Once Matt comes in, I'll put you guys into breakout rooms.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
You guys have 15 seconds to put an answer in.
I almost forgot to vote again. Hold on.
Well, you're not voting. You're putting your. Oh yeah.
Answers. Okay. All right. Yeah, Matt's not here so I guess we can finish this round until he comes. Oh, I don't even think I put
shoot.
anything
I
in.
didn't put anything in.
Whoops. Sorry, Dallas.
That's okay.
Your only weapon is a mace. Whom do you fight gladiator style?
Oh gosh.
Okay, my force glider style.
I don't want to hurt a giraffe.
Yeah, but they're so much taller than me. I'm so small.
You are tiny.
Wait, a handcraft pro wrestler is probably not that hard, right?
You didn't see that coming.
Are these like the game curated these answers? Because no one.
It might have.
They're crafty.
Geese are dangerous.
But you figure a handcuffed pro wrestler can still kick.
Oh, that's true.
Mhm.
I'll take my chances with the geese.
Yeah, I believe Matt is here.
Okay.
So if
yep.
yeah, so if you guys want to
Wait,
raise your
just-
hand, if you guys want to keep on playing or listen to Matt, and if Jesse, if you can make Matt a oh, actually, yeah, he's able to speak. So
Hello.
when we're done, hello, Matt. We're just wrapping up our play here.
All right, take your time.
I guess
I'm a
Jeff-
little early.
I guess you can move me to the sub room, and then if people who want to keep playing would have to follow me because my screen share would go to that sub room.
Okay, cool.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that is correct. So I believe Jesse can do that. Jesse, can you put or
And then as far as voting, people can still vote from their devices without going to the room. You just don't see the results.
okay, cool.
So
Jesse, could you put Dallas into a room and just
One has doorways.
write either raise your hand or write in the
Law do you settle
chat
for?
if you want to keep on playing with her and we'll put her in the room.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think he's available right now. He
Okay.
stepped away for a few minutes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, you said all right. That's
Either
no
way.
problem.
I mean, at 8:00 I can just stop the screen share because I don't think there were like a lot of hands anyway. So
Okay, no problem. Well, thank you so much, Dallas, for yeah. Well, thank you so much for introducing us this game. And are you in our Discord channel by any chance?
Let me check real quick. I'm gonna say I don't think so.
Okay, so
But
I'll
I would
send you
love
the
to be on your Discord channel.
yeah. So I'm gonna put just send you the invite just in the chat there, so that you can actually just promote CoWorks. And there, all the hackers that are hacking right now are actually in there, and a lot of them are heads down working on projects. So you can just chit chat with them in there.
Okay, sounds great. The
thank you,
winner
guys.
is Ryan. Congratulations.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that was
Congrats,
perfect
Ryan.
timing. That was perfect timing for it to end before 8:00. All right. Well, then I am off, and thank you guys so much for playing, and have a great rest of your Upstate hack.
Goodbye, Dallas. Have a good
Bye,
night.
Dallas. Thank you.
See ya.
Hello, Matt. How are you?
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Matt.
So our next
How's everybody doing
speaker-
tonight?
We're hacking.
Right. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on and inviting me to be a speaker tonight. I appreciate it. It's a vote of confidence, and I'm humbled by your invitation. Disappointed that I can't sponsor the event like I normally have in the past when you all could meet in person. However, we're doing what we can to make the best of it in this unprecedented time, as they say. So I think I'd like to just start off by talking a little bit about the history of my company and highlighting areas where as an entrepreneur, I've pivoted my business, and for the first 15 to 17 minutes, and then the second half be open for questions. So I'm not sure how familiar everybody is with my humble beginnings, but in 2004, I started roasting coffee beans in my parents' basement as a side hustle. And I worked a full-time job and did it on nights and weekends, and sold coffee literally out of the trunk of my car that I roasted. And I built a website and just started selling it online, and tried to find anybody and anywhere that I could sell the coffee to, and sold it at farmers markets and just everywhere that I could for 2 years before I opened my first cafe. And then I stepped in with both feet and quit my job and took the big plunge to be a full-time entrepreneur, and have been attempting to operate smoothly and grow the company from there. And I grew it up to 6 locations, and always looking for new opportunities, and had to make some hard choices a lot of the way through. But it was easy during the times where I thought about how tired I was working, roasting the coffee and working hard, long hours, 14-hour days, 6-7 days a week, for the better part of a decade before I opened my second store. And then it became more than twice as hard because I couldn't clone myself. This was back in 2011 when I opened the Salina Street Cafe. And then in 2012, I opened the Marshall Square location. And then from there, I added about a store every 18 months, another location, until I was up to 6. And I took my share of swings and misses. I didn't always succeed in every location that I tried. But I kept on grinding and keeping on, and had the company at one point up to 65 employees. Just as of February, we did that. And the premise of my business was based on people hanging out and developing community and having coffee together, which, as you know, is not conducive to the current pandemic that we're facing. So a lot of challenges immediately in the first month or so, especially during the pandemic, and the challenges continue. But we have a pulse. We're keeping on. We're going to survive the pandemic due to a lot of the changes that we have made. So I think it's relevant to talk about how things have to change out of necessity now. And I think for the number one concern of mine has always been safety of my employees and customers, and not risking anything, and going about my business and operations, especially heavily considering and abiding by all of the regulations set forth by the health department in the state, to ensure the safety of everyone involved. Even the vendors, when they make deliveries, need to have masks, and we have all of our PPE set up throughout our locations. And recently I decided that the seating areas, at first we had, the first month or so, we had our furniture just kind of shoved off to the sides, like, well, we're going to hopefully be able to set it back up soon. But not the case. We're continuing with the restrictions, the safety precautions. So we just kind of set up our furniture differently so that people can still be socially distant. What we did offer is we changed our format a lot of ways. So right away, I bought a food truck, or we call it the mobile cafe. So we've been setting up the vehicle, serving right in people's driveways, right in people's neighborhoods. People didn't want to leave their houses or neighborhoods. We would go right to them. So that was one big shift that we did. It took a lot of, it wasn't perfect at first. My generator kept on overheating, and the truck had some mechanical issues, but I bought what I could afford and just worked on it and kind of crash course myself on how to change spark plugs in order to keep the vehicle rolling and running. So we ironed out a lot of the kinks. So now we, like Wednesdays, for example, we go to 7 different schools in the Liverpool School District and give a little coffee break to the teachers who are extremely overburdened with work right now and stress with having to deal with virtual learning and hybrids and different things like that. So that's been a really good fit and a really good feeling for me too, so that I know that I'm providing a service that is appreciated and needed to a particular demographic that really is in need of a break from life. So, and that's what we've always been about. And so that aligns with our vision to bring an experience that is an oasis amongst the chaos to people in the community of Central New York. So I'm glad that we're able to do that in that route. I created a new position, digital marketing. So we've expanded dramatically our home delivery program, and we're actually launching Monday. It's like our own little version of Grubhub. So we have a new delivery van. So I made some investments in order to counteract some of the drop off that we've had in our cafes and foot traffic. And as you probably know, downtown in general is desert. There's nobody there compared to what it once was just a few short months ago. And we're heavily invested downtown. So we had to make some dramatic shifts. One unfortunate thing that I completed, and Jennifer knows this, I launched a new co-working space that just was completed in January, and then the pandemic hit 2 months later. So how we've been dealing with that, and at first it was just very empty for the first several months of the pandemic, but now we've got our PPE systems in place. We've got our mask requirements. We've got our private offices are starting to fill up again. We've got our sign-in sheet and our temperature checks and our sanitizers everywhere. So that's starting to kind of come back, and I feel as though we're well positioned to get a lot of co-working clients in our space in the near future once things get back to normal, because people will be used to relying on digital interfaces to perform their office duties versus how things were pre-pandemic, when centralized offices were still very popular as a standard traditional office format. So that has been an interesting journey. I still think that co-working is a wonderful idea, and it grew organically. It was just kind of an outcrop of what I saw happening and what my customers in the cafes were wanting to do anyway, and that's get things done in a coffee shop. So our co-working space it looks kind of like a cafe and kind of like a co-working space infused as one. So there's a really good coffee bar in this co-working space, as you'd expect. And it's upstairs from our new cafe that we have open now. Another pivot that we've made is to open a cafe that is takeout only right now. And we have curbside service in our Holly Green location. So those kinds of pivots are really what has saved the company, and really did need saving. If I just sort of wrote it out and tried to wait and didn't do anything, then we would be done by now. Because we were very, very heavily affected by the restrictions and the lack of people being out and around. We've had quite a drop off in business since then, but I'm actively, what happened? Here's a question. What happened to the cafes and restaurants that did try to ride it out? Sorry. I'm on my phone here, so I can't look at everything all at once. There were a lot of places that have closed already. A lot of cafes did close. A lot of long-standing restaurants did close that did not make some dramatic changes. And, you know, as emotional as it was for me, I had to trim one particular location that maybe you're familiar with. It was in the Hotel Syracuse. I've permanently closed that location, which was right across from the Tech Garden. Some of you may have been there, but it's no longer in operation. And I had to move that to my Holly Green building and utilize the equipment in a way that would be where the equipment would be used. The hotel had no occupancy, and exit towers was largely vacant compared to what it once was. And so since I own the building anyway, I decided to just open a cafe there. So I have seen several of my colleagues and friends have to permanently shut down their restaurants and cafes, unfortunately. Some of them around forever, some of them around much longer than me. But the good part is about what we've done is that my employees are excited. I've never had so much eagerness and willingness from my team to correct things and get things on track. And I think it's because of the way that I've shown their ideas are welcome and utilized. And I can't figure this out myself. I can't do this all myself, but people that work for me believe in our cause. And that's to, like I stated before, provide a place for people to get a break. And it's important we try to send them out the doors a little bit better than they were before. And I think people realize that that's an important part of any community, is to have a place like ours, and they want it to stay and they want it to work. So it's been quite a journey, quite stressful. I feel like I'm going back in time 12 years, working harder than I was in the past 12 years now. So my schedule is crazy. I drive the truck. I get up at 5 in the morning and go. So there you have it. There's basically our pivots. We've done a couple of major pivots, closed 2 stores, moved 1. We're opening a location in Manlius now, out in the suburbs. I never thought that I would open a cafe in the suburbs. It's just kind of not been a thing that I've been interested in doing, but I have to be where the people are, and I'm not sure when downtown is going to be densely populated in the future. So I have to do what I have to do regardless of my feelings about it. So there you have it. There's our brief growth history story and major shifting going on. So I think I'd like to open up the next portion of my talk here for questions.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt, for really the insight into how to really pivot your business during COVID-19 and also your journey, because I know that you've powered our hackers before your coffee in past editions, and we've seen you come in and you be active in our community. So it's good to hear that you're doing better than you were before. I think they had one question prior to mine. It was from Brian Metris. He had like a thought, I think a question about can you do pop-up kitchens or test kitchens or cooking workshops?
Oh yeah, and the other thing too, Matt, I had another question with that as well.
Okay.
The other question was, I spent a lot of time in Seattle and in Alaska, and the way they do coffee is they have these curbside little pop-up coffee shops. I don't know if you've seen these things, but they're wildly popular. And every open spot, people would line up with their cars. This is a drive-through and get the coffee plus the upsells. Have you envisioned anything like that for Manlius or some other part of your business?
As far as a drive-through?
Yeah, like the little stands are like the size of like half the size of like a backyard garden, shed, but they'll be elevated up. They'll have the coffee in there, and it'll be plumbed for electricity, and they're off and running.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. We would have to have open-minded municipalities cooperation with that. And I think that the Syracuse, I'm looking kind of to get a little more diversified in my geographic locations. I think Syracuse would probably do it. They're doing things like closing off Walton, et cetera. But funny you mention it. Friday, I just built a coffee cart that will go anywhere, inside, outside, any nook and cranny, under a tent, in a shed, anywhere. So I'm on it, and I'm working to try to get my van or my truck. I've got a second food truck also ready to go. So now I'm going to have 2 food trucks and a cart where I can move it around wherever. So maybe not looking exactly like the ones in Seattle. And I have been to Seattle. I've been to coffee trade shows in Seattle, and you're right, they're just about everywhere. But I think it's become the norm out there. And as you know, Syracuse is, we're usually, whatever happens on the West Coast for like 15 to 20 years, we'll finally catch on. So
that's true.
Yeah, the areas that you're talking about, I think, are high density, high foot traffic, possibly. Is that?
No, so the way the model works is it's traffic, it's vehicle traffic. So all the vehicles line up to they'll pull over to, think of it as like a truck stop. Or a turnout where they go off on a ramp on the side, and all the vehicles will pull up, make a nice long line. There'll be a semi-permanent structure with the barista in there. She'll have the whole thing's lit up, flashing lights in the works. Each one is distinctive from the others, so even if it's owned by the same guy, you wouldn't know it. And people, the loyalty they have to that barista is unbelievable. And they line up 50 cars in a row just for a cup of coffee on the morning commute out down the main drag. So just as they're leaving suburbia and they're about to hit the main highway, they'll fuel up there. So just my 2 cents to help you.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, back at you.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Awesome, thank you. I believe Glenn had a question. Glenn, you actually can unmute yourself. We're allowing people to unmute, but he also typed in a question in the chat as well.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah. Hi, guys. Yeah.
Glenn.
Yeah. Just a couple of questions.
Sure.
Curious if you had like any downtime during COVID, or were you just working crazy on the pivot? Or if you did have downtime, were you working on any new coffees, products, blends, whatever? And then the other totally different question is, were you able to get any government assistance, like federal, state, or local? Maybe talk about that. Like if you did, how was it? Was it easy? Was it hard? Are they supporting you? Thank you. Nope.
Matt, I think you are muted. Matt, I think you're muted. I'm gonna unmute you.
Yes. Hello. You all know about the PPP, right? Payroll Protection Plan that was offered back when May or so. Right. So I did receive that on a federal level. And then I also got the economic injury disaster loan, which is a low interest loan payable back over 30 years. And then I got a small one from the city that helped me to purchase my mobile unit. So I got some of that. I think just about every person in my industry is waiting for the second round, which last month, you may know that it did not go through. And then another one was proposed that is probably dead before it gets to the floor. So nothing is going to happen additional to that, probably until after the election.
All right, and did you, maybe you didn't hear the first question was about if you had any downtime during this COVID, or was there no downtime? You were just working crazy on the pivot. But if you did have the downtime, were you working on any new products or anything like that, or maybe taking a break? I don't know. Thanks.
No, I was not taking a break. No, I've been working more hours than I have in the past. I would put in 2 weeks work in a single week's work. So yes, we did a lot of product development. Part of it was product development that would sell better during the pandemic. So now you can buy like a half gallon of our cold brew. We'll deliver it right to your house, for example. And the infrastructure and operations involved in producing that and delivering it in a timely fashion, as well as building out our website to accommodate free local delivery within an 8-mile radius. And then I'm always trying new coffee anyway. I just can't help it. I like it. People call me all the time and offer me samples of coffee. So right now I'm sampling Colombian with the local coffee cooperative in Columbia, where I had members of my staff go and visit the farm last year. So that's always, the R&D is always happening no matter what. It's just part of I'm always thinking of new products all the time. It's my passion. Does that answer your question?
Yes, great. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to ask a question. Hang on a minute. Let me see if I can get on the phone here. Yeah, hey, I have a quick question. This is Brian Mitras. Have you ever looked at alternative solutions like a test kitchen, or making space available for a cooking workshop or a shadow kitchen or anything like that during this COVID? Is it a pivot?
A test kitchen.
Yeah. For example, people want to come in, they want to try out different ideas or methodologies. Or like my sister, she's a chocolatier, and she'll rent out other people's cooking facilities because it's too big of a production run for her own private facility. So people come in, they'll rent out the space for a couple of batches that they're going to be doing a high volume run through. That's sort of the test kitchen idea. The shadow kitchen is people order stuff online.
So offering my kitchen as a test kitchen for other people, is that?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Renting
I'd
out
be open to
space,
that,
yep.
but I'd be open to that, but nobody's asked about it. I don't know, because of the COVID scenario, I am hesitant to have people I don't know in my kitchen though. So
yeah,
I would be
yeah,
open to that, but
yeah.
maybe under different circumstances.
Yeah, like down in Nashville, what she's doing is they don't let her have full run of the kitchen. They have to have a certain number of their own employees there just to kind of make sure everything's hygienic. But it's just another way of pivoting. That's all. Just put some ideas in your head in case the opportunity presents itself.
To rent it out.
Yeah. So what she'll do is when she's got a big run for the holidays, like Halloween, for Thanksgiving and Christmas, she's got to generate buku amounts of product, and the only way she can do it is she goes out to these medium or small size kitchens, and she'll rent those out, and she'll bring somebody in for the day, and her and maybe one other person, and she has to pay the kitchen for their staff that'll be there. It's bigger than like a church kitchen. It's actually the kind of production that you guys run.
Okay.
Just another idea to help you.
Well, she can take a look at mine and see if we have what she needs, if she's around, and that's fine.
Oh no, she does her work out in Nashville, but I was just thinking there's a lot with the holidays coming up. There might be a spike in a need for that kind of service.
Yeah, you never know.
Awesome. Well, I think Ryan also has a question. And also, Matt, feel free to share your contact info in the chat if you want the participants to contact you about any ideas that they have or about their communities and their needs for coffee. Ryan, do you have a question?
Yeah, actually, I have two. Thanks, Matt, for kind of talking through what you've been going through in this process. For context, my family's owned a restaurant for like 53 years, so my dad's been going through very similar stuff to you in terms of going through the PPP process, looking at like outdoor space kind of stuff. I'm curious, like, it sounds like you're still talking about, keeping that cadence of opening new locations as best you can. And there's a lot of CapEx obviously involved in that kind of rollout plan where you have at the same time, you're also diversifying your hiring to be more like you're starting to make these marketing hires, talking about, the website and stuff. So you're kind of balancing what your core operations are of the business a little bit, like the talent that you're acquiring and stuff. So I'm wondering, like, how do you think about vertical integration over the next few years, assuming that, you can get through the next round and stuff just fine? Like, are you looking at things such as like, going further? Coffee specifically, it sounds like growing domestically is still just off the table. Like, it's not economic to like, invest in a 10-year plan to like grow all your own beans or anything like that. Like, that's still further out of reach. I know like there's some, buying like coffee robot baristas and stuff. You see that every couple of years out of Silicon Valley and stuff. I'm just wondering, like, what is the most interesting things to you in terms of more vertically integrating and starting to really like add in a wow factor of the trends that you're seeing?
Well, that's an interesting question. I think there are certain crops that I could grow myself. Coffee, unfortunately, is not one of them because it's prohibitive due to the flora and fauna and climatic requirements for growing coffee. It has to be grown in the tropics. So within... Even in a hydroponic environment, you wouldn't be able to do it? Like I did. I talked with Cornell for a bit about that, but the utility costs in maintaining the greenhouses are pretty difficult. But on the other end, what I have pursued is use coffee grounds as a renewable resource. You can put them in you can make fire logs with them and burn them in your fireplace for heat.
Selling them off as fertilizer as well.
Exactly. So there are some avenues in that way to pursue it. I think just horticulturally, I'm not a farmer, so that would be, I guess I'd learn anything, but probably the low hanging fruit for me, I guess, would be to find something to do with my waste that's more efficient than the compost pile, where it could turn it into a revenue stream versus an expense.
And in terms of transitioning both the space that you have available to you and I know for my dad especially, like he's been dealing with retention, even just over the last few years. I mean, if you're in the service industry, that tends to be a problem. How do you think about, skilling up, moving people from the front of house more towards these more, what we probably would call like salary style positions?
Mm-hmm.
As like, how do you think about talent development alongside, how do you think about like space development generally? And I think the test kitchen kind of goes on that front, but devoting less of your square footage or more of it to production, like how are you evaluating those things?
Yeah, I look at that. I talk to my employees every day a lot. I like them. I know their names. I try to understand their lives and what they're going through. So what I found though is that a lot of people that are a barista, they're one of two categories. They're being a barista just because they've got a side hustle, whether they're in a band or they're starting a business, or they're just not interested in pursuing any other career. And there are people that want to do coffee as a career. So we promote within very heavily. All of our store managers started out as an entry-level barista and worked their way up. Our current operations director was a part-time barista initially 5 years ago, and then got promoted up into that position. So we do believe in developing talent for sure. And we send our people on origin trips to the coffee growing regions, as well as I bring 4 or 5 of my key staff with me to trade shows and learn more about the industry and the business. So I think it's sort of like an apprenticing opportunity. If you just started as a barista, you could end up with a coffee career. We do have several people in the community represented that did work for me that have started their own coffee company. Examples are Peaks Coffee Company. Sam worked for me for a couple of years as a roaster, and then he started his own roasting company. Cafe Soleil, they worked for me. She was the store manager at Eastwood and then started her own cafe. So I think sometimes the best way to develop people is to let them graduate and move on and start their own thing. But as an employee benefit, we also do offer free co-working space for them to work on their own side hustle. So even if their interest isn't necessarily long-term in Kubal, I think that we have so many former employees that are really good customers and lifelong customers. One of my guys that worked for me, I couldn't afford any kind of pension plan. What I did offer was a lifelong coffee employee discount to him. So, that's just the nature of the business, and I'm the only constant in the company, and I'm okay with that.
Well, thank you, Matt. I know Dana had a quick comment, and also I'm going to send you the link to our group chat so that if if any anyone has any other questions, they can ping you there. Or also, if you want to share any contact information with them, whether it's LinkedIn or an email, I think a lot of them have some really good questions and have some
Yeah,
good comments.
sorry.
We'll think about you.
Yeah, if I didn't get to it.
Hello?
I think, Matt, I think you're on mute.
Can you hear me? I just wanted to quickly say that
Yes.
I've been a frequent patron of Cafe Kubal, and the coffee is great, and I really miss it being open. In addition, I have a teenage daughter and a college-age daughter, and it's a place that we would go to frequent just to sit and look out the window and watch people go by on Salina Street with our laptops open to do homework and, just to get away from the house sometimes. So we absolutely love Cafe Kubal, very family friendly, and I'm hoping to see you all open again sometime soon because I miss it.
Oh, Salina Street. Well, we're open 7 days a week at Salina Street right now.
You
We're open
are?
today.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay then. So what I've been doing is because we've been restricted because of COVID, I was trying to get there early before work, and I guess maybe your hours change. So I tend to go a little early, but it hasn't been open during the time that I've been going there. So I'll check again this week though.
Okay, yeah. When do you need to be to work by?
So I have to be on the phones at 8, and on the window it said that it was open prior to 8, but I know that a few weeks ago I've gone a couple of times just like between 7 and 8, and the doors were locked both times I went.
Between 7 and 8?
Between 7 and 8, yeah.
Which location, Dana?
The Salina Street location for Cafe Kubal.
Okay.
Yeah. Even someone in my building. His name is Peter. We had made arrangements for a coffee get together early in the morning because he knows I have to be on the phone at 8, and he had to walk someplace else because he went around there. The day that I went there, I saw people in there, but both doors were locked. So I thought maybe that the hours had changed because of COVID, and maybe you all just didn't get around to putting signs up on the door or something.
Mm.
But it's been a couple of weeks. So.
Okay, yeah. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I know things change, but if it's, if it was supposed to be open, then that's another matter. And I hope I didn't get anyone in trouble.
No, you didn't. Salina Street.
Sometimes there'll be
our
capacity
current
limit
hours
in the store.
Yeah, if we open at 7, would that work?
That would work for me. Even 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm just, if it's so the only problem that I really had with it was that, if the hours had changed, I was just looking for something on the door to say that it had changed, and I hadn't noticed anything. But, with this being COVID season, everybody's kind of in a state of flux. So I didn't want to assume anything because we're all trying to get our bearings. So I figured, I just figured it was just one of those things and didn't worry about it.
Well, I posted on the chat, I just put our current store hours, but
okay,
I'll give you a little insider information. How about this?
Okay.
We're going to open at 7:30 on Monday.
Oh, okay. Oh, that'll be great.
Just for you.
Well, I will make sure that I'm up and I'll walk around there. That would be a nice treat.
Right. No, we'll move it back. It's time. I think people are out a little bit more now. I think, and I'm sorry for any misinformation, but we'll have it changed on our website as well. But those are all our store hours currently listed on our website. So we'll move it back a little earlier. It's no big deal. We're there anyway. So
okay, all right. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you guys for such the engaging conversation. So many questions, Matt. I think, Matt, you got the most questions out of all of our speakers, even our more tech-focused speakers. So you really captured a lot of people's attention. So thank you so much, Matt. And I'll make sure that these links also go out to our hackers who are working on tech projects and not on this call right now, so that they are aware. And I will follow up with you soon.
Yes, I'm sorry I'm running a little over. So I posted my email. Please email me if I didn't get to your question. I'm interested in it. And you never know, I might just open a store early for you or do something crazy. You never know.
Yeah, like for Dana,
Right.
just for Dana, right?
Right.
Thank you
Okay.
so much, Matt. I really appreciate you joining
Thank
us.
you.
And hopefully we can join you for our next hackathon and have some coffee, actual
Yes,
coffee.
in
from
person,
us.
actual. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much.
Cafe
Thank
Kubal
you.
really does have the best coffee. I don't care what anyone says.
That's why you.
Give me
That's
their
why
names.
you.
Well,
Great.
I tell you, I'm addicted to this tea. You have like a ginger turmeric tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughters are addicted too. So we're very serious about the cafe in my
All
house.
right.
I'll let you know that.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your
All
loyal
right.
patronage. Appreciate it. It means
You're
a lot to me and my
welcome.
family. Thank you.
Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Thank you, Matt. And so
Bye.
next, thank you. Next, we're going to have a Miranda, a SteamPunk VR opera watch party. So Miranda, a SteamPunk VR opera is a cutting-edge collaboration between Luma, Tri-Cities Opera, Enhanced VR, and Opera Omaha that reimagines world-class theater for a socially distanced age. Luma is a national premier festival for art, technology, and narrative held in Binghamton, New York each year. And Tri-Cities Opera has been a cultural centerpiece in the southern tier as well of New York for 70 years. Is a regional opera company that enjoys an exceptional reputation in opera for its resident artist training program, really beautiful sets and costumes, and outstanding opera productions. We also have Melissa Smits, who was a technical director of this opera, and she will be able to field questions afterwards about how they actually built it, actually how they actually developed it. So we're going to play the YouTube link now. And I can share the YouTube link to you guys in the chat. And then I'm going to share my screen. Oh, wait 1 moment. I need to make sure that I can share my computer sound.
Yeah, if you can't share for whatever reason, Jennifer, I can share it. Just let me know.
You just play this. Can you hear it? Can you guys hear it?
No, can't
I
hear it.
Jennifer, you want me to play it? If you just send me with the timestamp you want, I can play it on my end.
Yep, so the timestamp is just going to be 29:26. Or
Okay, yeah, just let me get a pull up on my end here.
okay, I'll stop sharing. Yeah, 28:26.
All right, just give me 1 sec, folks. Appreciate your patience. I'm sharing in just a minute. All right, can everyone hear this? Hopefully.
It's a bit muffled.
Let me turn my volume. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
All right, enjoy the show.
Can anyone still hear it?
No, I don't hear anything.
1 second. Let me find out what happens. I think It stopped going full screen and it stopped. 1 second, let me make it full screen again.
Headline news.
What about now?
And I'm Marguerite Wilson.
Oh, you know what? It's playing out of my speakers. I don't want that. Hang on. Give me 1 sec. I wanted to play right from the audio. Let's try this again. All right, should be doing it now. Hang on. Let me know if you guys can hear this.
Headline tonight: murder. 3 suspects.
Perfect.
Investigation into the murder of
All right, now
Diet
do it.
heiress Miranda Wright. The trial is tonight on The Whole Truth, directly after this headline break.
Also tonight, beautiful corpses. What's behind the growing trend of heart failures amongst otherwise healthy citizens who seem to have nothing in common except they were incredibly attractive?
Stay tuned for The Whole Truth, coming up next.
The Central Authority of the new Federation of Northern States hopes that you enjoyed these presentations. You and your at-home peers will serve as judge and jury in The Whole Truth, co-sponsored by the new Federation, DOJ, and Laposha Entertainment Productions, LLC. The following infotainment shall be construed as unblemished truth and doctrine. Court proceedings shall be simultaneously transmitted kinotraphically throughout the civilized region. Please proceed to the courtroom.
You're not just here to decide if someone is guilty of a capital crime. You're also an important part of the show! So at the end of the trial, you'll have to convict one of the 3 suspects. Furthermore, you, the jury, must hereby attest and confirm that all judgments rendered by the Honorable Differential Autonomous Verification Engine, Dave, shall therefore be construed as the unblemished truth and doctrine throughout the galaxy, and in perpetuity. Do you confirm or deny the above conditions? Thank you for your response. Court is now in session. Gentlemen, bonjour, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, ladies and gentlemen of the viewing public, welcome, welcome to The Whole Truth. Let me introduce myself. I'm Dave, your crime computer. Dave, I'm here to guide you. Yes, guide you through the show. Come on, let's go. The Whole Truth is the only show where you, the audience, will investigate.
Detective.
You, the audience, will deliberate.
The jury.
You, the audience, will adjudicate.
As magistrate.
A sentence on a suspect under power of the law. It's your duty. It's your privilege. It's your duty to bring them to justice, yeah. Accessing my database for this evening's crime. Case number 1. 11228 from Manhattan's 19th precinct. Young woman murdered.
Who did it?
Have 3 suspects.
Are they?
Her mother, her father, her fiancé. Huzzah! We are now in place to commence our judicial entertainment. The court is now in session. First, let's meet our murder victim, Miranda Wright. Somebody pushed her down the stairs. Her fiancé found the body.
I was her fiancé.
Her parents don't have alibis, neither does her fiancé. What were her parents? State your name.
Corporator.
Is it right? How do you plead?
Everything that I did for her. Everything that I did, I did for her. Everything that I did.
One of these accused has surely killed you, the audience. We'll select the killer as we hear the depositions, spoken as the truth, nothing but the truth, spoken as the whole truth.
Strange how long it's been since I looked behind this door. Strange that he would try to hide the key. And stranger that he'd think I wouldn't find it. And to leave his memos where someone who shouldn't could read them. Someone who shouldn't could read them. This can't be right. One in 10. That can't be right. found something.
What?
I was in your office. I know I shouldn't have.
What did you find?
A memo. It was strange. The numbers. Are people dying?
Babe.
When you started working for my father,
Does he know?
He wrote it.
Does he know you found it?
No.
Does your mother know?
My mother. What does she have to?
I have to go.
What?
I promise I'll talk to you later.
Wait. Babe. Don't hang up. Don't hang up. We used to tell each other everything. Babe. Babe. Miranda, well, what a surprise. What is it you need? I don't have the words. There's nothing wrong, is there? Mama, you should know I found a memo on Co's desk. It said 1 in 10 people would. Enough! It's your father's business. He knows what he's doing. What? No more questions. Did you know about this? I think you should go. I know that I haven't exactly been the person you hoped I'd be. And I know that you don't want to hear what I have to say. I found your memo. I know your secret. Your secret and course.
A memo means nothing. Better to forget it.
But this is a secret that could hurt you. Hurt it.
Better to forget it.
I have to know if it is true. If you
There's
just
nothing to talk about.
please open up to me.
I think that you'd better go now.
Okay, I'll go. Too long I've waited. I've done all you've asked with trust and faith. But now I see it was misplaced. How can I fix this? Isn't there something you want to tell me? Isn't there something you want to say? How could you keep such secrets? Isn't there something you want to tell me?
Baby, why do you want to worry? Haven't I always kept you safe?
wrong. I never asked you for the safety. I never thought I'd need it. I don't know what to think of you anymore. I don't know how to talk to you anymore. I don't know what to think of you anymore. I don't know how to talk to you anymore.
There are some things you shouldn't know.
I don't know if
You can just forget about the things you think.
If I can go on pretending that nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed if you
How
just
can you ask me
let it
to be
go. If
silent
you can
when I
let it go.
know the things I know?
You can let it, 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 you can let it.
and gentlemen of the jury, ladies and gentlemen of the nation, ladies and gentlemen, now's the time for you to make your decision. How will this story end? I hope that you've been watching closely. It's all up to you now. You know what's right, and you'll decide who you will convict as our killer. Do we have a final statement from our suspect?
Everything that I did for her. Everything that I did for her.
How could you leave her? Your duty, it's your privilege, it's your duty to bring them to justice, yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, time to make your choice. Let's go! Oh yeah, it's core! Core, you are hereby found guilty by a jury of your natural superior.
Guilty.
Time to pass the sentence.
Murder.
The severity of killing your fiancé compels me to calculate your penalty. Death!
I didn't kill Melissa! She was gonna be my wife! They're the guilty ones! They're killing innocent people!
It's your
I love her more than anything! What's happening to me?
And so it is just. And so it is just. Justice has been served. Court is adjourned. The Differential Autonomous Verification Engine and the new Federation DOJ thank you for serving your civic duty. Your dirigible deposit will be returned at receipt of your jury drone. Signing off, Dave!
Awesome. Well, that was really interesting to watch. Does anyone have any questions? If you should be able to unmute yourself to ask any questions for Melissa and how she might have developed this, how she ended up working on this project.
Yeah, and so for anyone who didn't know already, this was like live motion tracks, so all the faces and the body were all completely live, and of course the voices. So there were a couple characters that were pre-recorded because we only had 3 booths available. Like we made separate like booths to record in. So it wasn't an animation like Pixar or anything, but yeah. So any questions?
Yeah, I guess like could you just tell us a little bit more on how the behind the scenes looked like? Because it's my first time seeing something like this and I can't really visualize how you guys even executed on this.
Yeah, so we basically had these like 10 by 10 like booths built just out of like spare plywood or whatever it was at the Tri-Cities Opera. So these giant booths, we had like 3 booths set up next to each other, and it was like 3 walls of a booth. So that was partially for the social distancing, but also because we needed to separate the sensors and everything so that the sound and then all the motion tracking would work kind of in concert together. And so basically what we did was we had 3 different computers, like one at each different station, that would be taking the information from all the body tracking and face tracking data, because they had them wear these helmets with like a phone that was just pointed at their face. My phone case is black, so I guess it's like, yeah. So, having a phone camera in your face, and we used like a face app to record the facial data and have that sent to that computer. And all the data was compiled at each individual character's computer. So I ran Dave, the robot, I ran his computer, which he was running off of HTC Vive trackers for his body tracking. And then for each character, individually, they sent their data to one main master computer, which then compiled all the data into the scene. And we also had a master conductor computer as well. So like normally for an opera or a theater production, you have a stage manager that would like, cue different lighting and different scenes. And so we had one that was controlling each scene individually for like all the lighting cues and like the blackouts and everything. That was also manually controlled live as well. And then basically all of that was put together with the sound inputs and, sent out on a server to VR through Steam, and then recorded that for the YouTube stream, basically. And so we did 9 live shows like that. And that's a general idea how it works. But it's pretty interesting because we started out using Rococo suits, which have like magnetic sensors all over the body. and for certain scenes, we just found that some of them, like they didn't work too well, or there were some interference issues. So we tried using the Vive trackers on Dave, and the motion that it gave his character seemed to fit better with how he was supposed to move anyway. So we tried that. And then at one point, like I think there was a malfunction in the suit. So we tried using a different motion tracking suit as well from Xsense. So we actually had 3 different motion tracking methods running just because of some technical issues, but we ended up making it work. So basically, back in like February or March, when we found out, that this pandemic was going to close everything down and we had to prepare for the festival, we were asking ourselves, what do we do now that we can't have anybody watch something in the crowd in public? Because Luma's normally in downtown Binghamton, crowds come around and there's projection mapped animations on all the different historical buildings in downtown Binghamton, but obviously you can do that virtually, really. So we decided, what if we did a VR experience? And we were working with Tri-Cities Opera, who's a local opera company that does a lot of interesting creative outlets to help make this sort of thing happen in, just a matter of a few months with the development work and all the art. So like the courtroom concept art is my background right now. From Diego Martinez, our amazing artist. And basically the whole month of September, we got all the booths and all the tech set up. We used computers that were just scrapped around from wherever we could find them locally from people we knew, because we didn't have the budget. Because with COVID happening as well, a lot of our promised sponsors dropped out because they were uncertain of their own futures, so they didn't want to donate to us, arts, I guess. So yeah, if you catch any of the newscasts that were there, they showed like these open computer cases, because the computers we had were old computers from like schools, and we had to shove graphics cards into them and they wouldn't even fit with the case closed. So we really like hacked together all this different tech to make it actually work. And so and this was like, of course, the first time that anyone has actually done like live entertainment in this type of way with live motion tracking and everything. And it was definitely not anywhere near a Hollywood budget, that's for sure. So I'm pretty excited to have done something like this.
Cool. It seems like it was like a really like well planned out, and also in a way bootstrapped. And also like, how did you guys? Because I know Matt Gill, who was the Unity developer. I've heard of Joshua, and you guys have like a big technical team. How do you guys come together, and how do people get involved for like the next edition?
Yeah, so the way that I ended up getting involved with this, because I happen to be a co-worker with someone who was a tech director at Luma. But if you're interested, you can reach out to me. I don't know if there's any other official channel, because I just happened to drop in out of interest for someone that I happen to know. But you can definitely send me an email. I can put my email in the group chat. Or you can actually, even better, like if you connect with me on LinkedIn, that way. Yeah, so this particular year, it was actually a pretty small team because we didn't have a lot of resources as we usually do. So there were like 4 of us were tech directors, and then we had a couple like 3 production directors, and then Matt and our artist. So it was actually a pretty small team this time around, but we feel like this production could have been even better with more people to work on it, for sure, because there was a lot of really late nights every day. After I get home from work at 5 p.m. I'd go to a Tri-Cities Opera to work on this production until like midnight every night. So it was a lot of work, but it was also really rewarding. And there's a lot of interesting people that you meet on projects like this, and it's also just really fun. So yeah, you can reach out to me, or even if you wanted to, DM the Luma Festival page. We're all friendly people. So we'd be happy to have people interested in working on projects like this next year. Like I said, normally we do projection on buildings, and so once we're able to do that outside, we're definitely going back to that sort of stuff. But we also want to make sure that we continue to include stuff like VR and augmented reality experiences, well, just to expand the possibilities of what we can do in the festival. Because Luma is usually only during the night, so part of this, we were going to do experiences like this anyway, to get people to do something during the day, like have a scavenger hunt around downtown Binghamton, while they're visiting to go to the festival, because we usually have about 50,000 people coming. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, when we told people that we had this idea for a watch party, I know that a couple of people messaged us that what they miss a lot about Binghamton, if they have lived there, or about the summer, was at the Luma Festival. So I think you've captured a lot of people's hearts through the Luma Festival.
Thank you. Yeah, and
Yeah,
so
awesome.
this is just one example of why it's really cool to be in a place like this. You would think that stuff like this might happen in New York City or LA or something, but the cool thing about having a smaller community is that it's actually easier to work with people on stuff like this because there's not as much competition, I guess. So there's pros and cons of different places, but I'm glad that we have an organization like Luma, where we can do really cool stuff like this, which allows artists to kind of push the boundary of what they want to create by enabling them with the right tech.
Yeah, I find this really, really fascinating that we have this here. Like when I found about it, like I was so surprised, like it even existed in Binghamton, with 40 something thousand people. And I was planning on going this year, obviously with COVID-19, and like it was canceled, but I hope to hopefully go next year. And if you guys do a virtual thing, hopefully we can promote you again at our next Hack Upstate.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Awesome. So you guys have any other questions? I did post Melissa's LinkedIn in the chat, and I can do so as well in the Discord, but definitely feel free to reach out to her. She's a really good resource for just a lot of different technologies in general, but specifically for VR. And she has been a Hack Upstate for many years, so she has a lot of experience with hacking. So you guys just reach out to her, and I'm sure she'll be able to connect with you again.
Definitely, yes. Please reach out to me if you're interested. I'm happy to help people in this area connect. So
awesome. Thank you so much, Melissa, for staying up late tonight to view Miranda with us. And then next up, Dana, would you like to do your trivia night?
I would love to do my trivia night. Good evening, everyone. We're almost to the finish line, folks. Well, some of us who are observers, I'm assuming that hackers will probably be up a little bit later, but moving onward and forward to my trivia for why we love living and playing and working here in central New York. So I just posted in Discord and also in Slack on how to get started. So I am going to share my screen and we will get started. And where is it? Just give me one moment. And Jen, in the meantime, if you have any announcements or anything, this is just going to take me a minute to make sure that I have the right screen up to share.
And yeah, I just also want to announce Dana is going to give away a $25 Amazon gift card to the winner of trivia. And so she can talk to you more about how you can win.
So, oh, no wonder why that was up. Okay, I'm just about there. There we go.
Hey guys, just a quick thought, Dana. We can certainly do the trivia now, but I just wonder maybe if we want to do it tomorrow, we might get a couple more folks joining us. I just know we only have
Okay.
8 people on the call, so it's your call,
Right.
but that's just
Mhm.
just talking out loud here.
Okay. That'll be fine because I was just going to let them work on their own until about 11. My original plan, if you take a look at the rules, was for anyone who wanted to submit answers that the answers needed to be date stamped no later than 11 tonight, but I can certainly extend that until the morning. I don't mind.
Yeah, it's
And I'll
how we're
just
gonna play
explain.
it, but I just figured we
Okay.
might get some more folks if we do it tomorrow.
Okay, yep. I can go ahead and just put a message here in the channel that I will extend it until you thinking about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, 8, 9.
Yeah, I think that
Okay.
makes sense.
Okay, then. All right. I'll extend it to about 9 o'clock tomorrow morning for the answers. So I'm hoping that you all were able to find your way over to Slack. If you had any problems with getting access, please let us know over in Discord so that we can assist you. But when you come into our Slack channel, you can see here that it says Hack Upstate. And after the hackathon, this is going to be the area where you can engage with the Central New York tech community long term. So to make this kind of fun and so for you to dive in, if you haven't been over here yet and posted in our channels, I've created a Slack channel related to our theme. It's called Trivia Love CNY. And so when you enter a Slack channel, at the very top, you'll see the name of the channel, when it was created. And then when you scroll down, you can actually see what people are posting. So I'm the only one who's posted so far. And I just put a note right up at the top that said, please don't answer any questions until 9:10 p.m. But no one was going to get in trouble if they posted before then. So if you scroll down, you'll see what the questions are, and we can actually do question number 1 together. I think most people know who this person is, but you probably don't know that he was born in Syracuse, New York. Now, if you've had a chance to click on the rules for this trivia, I'll go ahead and do that now. And let's see. Put that at the bottom or the top? Why is it that I put stuff places and then I try to go back to it and can't find it? It's late. Just give me a minute. Let's see. This is also in my way. Okay, but did everyone? Let's see. I put the links over in Discord, and let's see. Not the organizers channel. It'll be in general. Okay. So if you go over to Discord and you go over to the general channel, I put in the link to the Google Doc. So I'll go ahead and I'll click that now. And you all have access to this if you go over to Discord. So the first rule for the trivia is that you'll use what's called reply to as the method for answering the questions. And I'll demonstrate what that looks like. If you take a look at this example of a Slack post and you look over here on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see like a circular call out, and there appears to be a representation of text there. That's what you're going to click on when you're actually in Slack. So I'll go back to Slack. And so this is when you're responding directly to someone's post or question, what you do is you actually put your cursor over that question. And then here it is right here. Do you all see how that says reply in thread? You'll click on that. And what that'll do is open up a window on the right-hand side of my screen that allows me to reply directly to that question. So I don't know if Jen, if we're allowing them to chat or speak, but
Yes.
does anybody want to
Yes,
know
we are.
me who? Okay. So who is this famous person who we may or may not have known was born in Syracuse, New York? No one wants to say. Oh, maybe they're typing it.
I know what
and
it
maybe
is.
if I scroll, who is he?
Wow.
I know somebody.
Glenn, is that a joke or?
Yes, Don. Tom Cruise. All right. So if everyone can just, if you all can just go over to Slack to the channel right now, because if you don't do this correctly, then this is my time to give you advice and to guide you in the right direction, because after this question, you are pretty much on your own. You have the slides, which you can use as a resource for some of the questions, and then you can just use your favorite search engine for the remaining questions that you don't find in the slides. And I'll also go into the rules, and I'll just tell you verbally, we're extending the time until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it looks like only a couple of us are in there. So
okay.
Is everyone in our Slack? And does everyone know how to join a channel? I had to join the channel.
Okay. So I'm going to come back over to Zoom with everyone. Does anyone have any questions at this point? And I'll open up my chat. All right, people are typing fast and furiously. That makes me happy. Just need to move this out of my way. All right, well,
Yeah, so one quick thing I might do, Dana, as well. So I know you posted the instructions and you directed people to the Trivia Loves CNY. I might just make a quick note like, hey, trivia started, so gotta get over there and vote if you don't.
Right.
Quick reminder.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
then that'll be fine.
It's also
Also-
9:30, you know, so people might be asleep now too. So we'll see if people will trickle in, but
Yeah, Jesse, I can handle that. Also, like just tagging the channel would be awesome. So I'll just do that.
perfect. Yeah, just to remind folks.
So that's it. I also want to remind you all that we will be announcing the prize for best virtual background. I want to remind you that if you have a virtual background that you've created for yourself, or one that you like that you think might make you one of my top contenders for the prize, just make sure that you actually activate that virtual background before you sign back into Zoom tomorrow, because I have a couple of top picks that I have in mind right now. I'm not going to say who they are, but if you want to give them any type of competition, just be ready with your virtual background wheels on and running first thing in the morning, because we'll be looking to give a $25 prize certificate for best virtual background also.
Perfect. Thanks, Dana. All right, guys, we ready to wrap the Zoom call up, and then we'll handle the rest in the Slack channel? That sound good to everyone?
Sounds good.
All right, perfect. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop the bridge. Thanks, everyone, and appreciate you hanging on for so late here. And hopefully we'll have some trivia winners. If not tonight, then tomorrow morning. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you again.
Return for the closing ceremony.
Good night.
Yeah.
Y'all been
Come back
great.
tomorrow.